Hello, my name is Camilla Ferreira. I'm 36 years old and I live in Belo Horizonte, Minas Gerais, Brazil, where I was born and raised. I have been an English teacher for over 15 years and I currently work in two public schools. Um, One is in Contagem, near Belo Horizonte. It's a neighbor town. And the other one is in a suburb of Belo Horizonte. So I am a full-time English teacher. I work with teenagers because I teach the levels that correspond to junior high or middle school. So my students' ages range from 11 to 13, 14 years old. Well, this is very challenging because I teach large groups and therefore classroom management is a great challenge. It's not easy at all. But despite all difficulties, besides poverty, violence in the community, I am very passionate about my job, and I can say that I don't see myself doing something else. Um, so I could never leave my job or even consider changing um, careers. Well, I met Professor Griggs in 2016, September, if I'm not mistaken. he he gave a workshop at Secretaria Municipal de Educação, SMED, and he shared some of his teaching experiences with us. Also, he talked about the power of stories while he shared one of actually his first project as a teacher, as a beginner. If I'm not wrong, it was in 1991 with a community of Spanish-speaking students who needed to learn English because they were studying and living in the United States. So they produced a magazine, a bilingual magazine, in which they shared nice stories in Spanish and English. So he got very good results with this project. So this was the first time I heard of a project, and that was back in 2016. Then he came to Belo Horizonte again, and there was a meeting for English teachers organized by Prefeitura de Belo Horizonte. And at that moment, he was able to hear our experiences and testimonies, and I shared my experience with my first project that I developed. It's called I Have a Dream. So the main character is Martin Luther King Jr. I am his fan, and I have always been fascinated by his speech, I Have a Dream. So I started working on this project. I started developing and designing it in 2018. I had the opportunity to study in Greeley, Colorado at Ames Community College. It was a program called TRIP, and for English teachers who work in public schools. Most of the teachers were working at Prefeitura de Belo Horizonte, and there I was introduced to project-based learn PBL, to this approach, wonderful approach. And so when I came back, I implemented the project that I designed there, and and then I had very good results with my students. I worked with this project in the second semester to prepare for a school festival called Mama Africa. It's about the importance of Black heritage and culture, and fighting racism and segregation and discrimination. So my project had all to do with this festival, and I think projects are very interesting to students and very relevant because students are able to construct knowledge in a very practical way. So they construct knowledge along the process, and they experience new ideas, new concepts, and they are able to test new possibilities. Well, the topic I chose for my project is very relevant because dreams are important in my students' lives, I believe. Dreams are important for everyone, everywhere, right? People are driven by dreams. And when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous speech called I Have a Dream in August 1963, during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, he knew that at that moment he knew that dreams are the food for our souls, right? And it's interesting because every time I work with this project, I ask my students to read some of his famous quotes. And one of his quotes that really calls my attention, and I always share with my students, is this one here. He said, "Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." Well, when I heard about Tom Grigg's course called Connecting English, Connecting the World, I saw a rich opportunity to improve my project and also share it with other teachers, thinking that they might also benefit from it by implementing it in their schools. I believe this exchange of ideas is very powerful and should always happen in the area of education. In this sense, I believe Tom's course has given me a very rich contribution, as he gave me valuable insights and new perspectives for my project, new ideas. So he helped me expand my horizons. And I'm very excited about the idea of ongoing work, right? I am really looking forward to continuing to work with other teachers, both English teachers and non-EFL teachers here in Brazil, as well in other countries. Who knows, right? We can't say for sure that we will never work with teachers from other parts of the world. So this is a really exciting idea. Well, building a strong network will certainly be the key to success. And I would like to thank Tom Grigg for the opportunity, and I would like to reaffirm my interest in keeping our partnership. I am sure my students and my schools, both schools where I work, will certainly benefit from it. And um, my contact information is will be available in the description of this video. So if you are watching this video and you would like to learn more about my project, I have a dream, contact me. I will be glad to share with you um, what I have built so far with my students. In 2020, we experienced actually the whole world experienced a new way of teaching and learning, because we had to work from home, and it was hard in the beginning to reach our students, because most of them have limited internet access. And so we had to reinvent ourselves as teachers and learn how to use the tools and technology to help our students. And then I was a little discouraged when I thought, well, how can I work with my project remotely in the virtual world? But I was very happy because I was able to implement this project using platforms like Google Classroom, and we also used Google Meet, so I was able to see my students and talk to them and exchange ideas. WhatsApp was also a very powerful tool to communicate with our students. And so that was the first time I implemented my project virtually, and it was very successful. I was surprised at the results, because the students who were involved, they they told me that they really enjoyed the project, that they were happy to learn about Martin Luther King Jr.'s life, career as an activist, and they really enjoyed learning about his speech, I Have a Dream, although they could only read it and watch the video, the YouTube video. So technology revealed itself as a powerful instrument that we have in our hands. So we produced the video in which my students share their testimonies on how the project went for them, and how valuable and significant and relevant the project was in their lives. So I am really grateful and thankful to Tom Grigg for all the help and the powerful insights he gave me. And so it was a very rich experience, and I'm really optimistic about it. I'm really happy, and let's keep the flame and this fire burning in our hearts, that projects can change education and change our students' lives. So thank you so much, and bye bye.